Your life, your freedom is this moment. So connect your life to the now, because here we all are master disciples. When did this self-discovery and awakening started, and how?
Yeah, so it started a couple of years ago. I was attending a Vipassana course. It was, I think, 2013 back then. That time was like the 10 days course was very profound experience for me. It was very opening. And even though I never went again to make any Vipassana, it is still in my heart, the discoveries from there, because I felt I could really be connected, and yeah, that was where it really started. And then I met Patricia and Nitya 3.5 years ago, and I remember this satsang like by heart, the first one. It was in Poland, in Łódź, and from the first minute I was sitting there, my heart was like pumping so fast, and I was like, it was hot and cold, and and like every cell of my being actually felt truth in what she was saying, and I remember every single word from this satsang. So yeah, this is where it started, and I definitely can say that she is my teacher. I had different stages of my feelings towards her, but each time I had something that was like not very, friendly when it was appearing. These words were coming from the Bible that Jesus said to one of his disciples. It was about the peacock, the cock, that until he sings in the morning, you're gonna deny me 3 times. So each time I have any thought that is not positive about her, I hear this sentence inside. But I have many teachers actually. She's the one that is alive that I can really touch and hold her hand, so she's the closest. But of course Moji is also my teacher, I would say. I never met him, but I definitely consider him. There are many more, like Adyashanti or Byron Katie or Eckhart Tolle was such a profound realization as well for me. Many of them, like I'm so grateful to be able to, that we are actually living in the same times with those people. It's something incredible for me, and they were always appearing in very difficult moments for me. Like the most difficult moments, they were just popping up from under the ground. So yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, this is how it started.
How is it to be in satsang? How is this self-discovery in real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in satsang, it's always different. The first thing that comes to my mind is that when I'm sitting in satsang, at some point, always this great relief comes to me. And I'm always surprised. I'm always surprised that it actually appears, because I even forget that this is why I'm coming to satsang, you know? I'm coming there because I feel the calling to go there. But I forget that this is always the price to go, like when I'll be there. So I had different stages. I had stages of great bliss during satsang. I had stages of great pain, like in body, like really, like my body is just, you know, falling apart, or heat, or very different. It always depends, but very often at some point comes this relief. I was sometimes very angry during satsang. I was angry at the teacher. I wanted to just leave the room many times. But yeah, sometimes I always stay and come back because nothing gives me that much peace.
Do you feel this peace in your life also? Is it more peaceful, or is there any change through this inner process, or being more aware?
Yes, I would say that it also changes. When I'm thinking about the time from before the satsang, before I started this journey, it feels for me like it was complete blindness. Like I was completely not aware of myself, of what I really feel, what is really going on inside of me. And I was very anxious, I could say. Like extremely. I didn't even know how anxious I was until satsang came. So since I practice self-inquiry and satsang, I can definitely say that there is much more peace in my life, much more breaks from this obsessive compulsive thinking, and definitely I go out of those patterns quicker now. Like I can actually catch them when they, sometimes later, but when they appear, I can catch them and just, you know, withdraw. So that this brings me enormous peace in my life. And it's also interesting because it really takes time to get familiar that it is actually a fruit of satsang, like to understand this internally. It takes time, because like my mind, for example, wouldn't, up until not so long ago, wouldn't connect those two things. But yeah, I would say that it's the greatest blessing in my life.
Do you see any changes in your relationships or connection with people, like your surrounding, friends, like in general with people in your expression or whatever?
Yes, definitely. I would say that all the relationships I have somehow changed, but not in the same way. Like different relationships changed in a different way. So there are relationships that just fell apart completely. They just, disappeared. Because of how I changed, I suppose, after satsang. There are also those that deepened very much. And I would say that in those very close relationships, like with my parents, for example, there is much less tension, I would say, much less tension. And of course, during this whole spiritual path, there was a time when it got very tense, because people really get afraid when you stop playing in this world game, right? And it can actually freak people out. But yeah, when I was like just doing my thing, and they were seeing that it's not some kind of that it doesn't do anything wrong actually in my life, but it brings me peace and joy, they started to relax as well more. Especially my mother, I could say. I can feel she's much more relaxed now as well because of that. So yeah, I think you cannot really foresee what will be the how the satsang will influence the relationships you have, because it will do different things to different relationships. But I can for sure say that when I get closer to myself, what happens in satsang, I definitely get much closer with people, and I don't need words for that. I don't need, I feel much more open. That's for sure, and much more friendly towards myself, but also the entire world.
Good to hear. Thank you. What do you do in your daily life? I mean, your work in Tanzania?
Yeah, so I've been working for many years in corporate, in HR, and I actually left 2 years ago. And yeah, it was like the satsang was changing everything in me. So I felt very not fitting into this environment anymore. But yeah, so after I left, I went to India for a yoga course, and then I came back. I was doing different things, but always as a freelancer. I also teach yoga. But now I'm actually in the place where I consider going back to work, like a standard job, because I feel that this going out, like leaving this environment, was a little bit from the mind, because I just it was, of course, it was needed at this time, and I wouldn't change anything if I could go back. But I also feel that it doesn't really matter what you do. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything spiritual or great, you know. I certainly relaxed also in this area. Like, I can do whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Martin told today, because I had an interview with him also, that he said that it doesn't matter what you do, just be in it fully.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just felt so, oh my God.
Yeah, that's exactly this. And I feel like I see this, the mind tendency to go into only those, nice things and just leave aside everything that is uncomfortable. And yeah, I see that. And I also see that it's just a mind game.
Yeah. If your master or a teacher or whatever, whoever it is, would be here, what would you say to her or him?
The truth is, I probably wouldn't say much because what is inside, like this gratefulness, all those feelings that I have for them, I feel like it cannot be really translated into words. Like, I would just sit there and look them in the eyes and cry probably because it's very opening, and the peace I feel thanks to them is the greatest gift I received in this life. And also sometimes those harsh words from them were also very, very helpful. So yeah, I would just look them in the eyes and be and bathe in their presence.
Last question. If humanity would stand here as one people, so to speak, what would you say to humankind?
I would say what my teacher is often saying. I would say relax. Yeah, I would say relax and just see that everything is here already.
Okay, one more question. What is love for you?
Love for me. Love for me is complete openness and intimacy with everyone and everything that I get into contact with. It's something that connects us all. Like, I feel that love is not personal feeling at all. It's not personal. It's this quality that that enables me to recognize myself in you and in everything. And it's very, very close. It's like love for me is no separation. It's no separation.
And what is freedom?
It's my highest value. Like it's not mine, of course. It's not personal, but freedom. Freedom is only experienced when I am not there. I as a person. And it's only possible that time when I don't have any personal expectation, any this bartering with life. Freedom is complete acceptance of what is here now. Complete acceptance. Thank you. Definitely also feel that I need some kind of routine in life.
This helps a lot.
Yeah.
And coffee.
Yeah, coffee especially. But I also feel that it's not very healthy for me.
Oh, okay.
Like I feel that it's actually exhausting my adrenals. I can feel it.
Okay. Luckily, I don't feel this.
Yeah. And I definitely feel that I need to ground myself more, and I think regular job is just a great tool for that. I was a little, floating around in in heaven.
Yeah. You're beautiful.
Thank you.